Thank you for clicking on this video. I hope you enjoy. And if you do, then don't forget to like and subscribe. Ring that notification bell so you stay up to date on further content. I trust you're all comfortable. Welcome aboard the USS Shadowstar. I'm Captain Ri'shad, aka the Renegade, and this will be a Starship review video. So, whether you're Federation, Romulan, or Dominion, or a Klingon spy, welcome to a video covering the basis on the latest to be released to the general fleet. You know, Section 31 has tried to keep this ship under wraps for a very long period. Of course they have. This ship was quite the threat, both in my own home universe and this Prime universe. And during its age, it caused a considerable amount of damage. Hell, it nearly even helped bring about an AI overlord period. Thankfully, some members of Starfleet was able to prevent Section 31 of that period from going completely rogue. Led to our reformation, our growth. I think it can be said that we have grown. And so the ship returns, of course updated. I have covered this ship in an intelligence review, but there were questions there. Time for us to answer the questions. And so allow me to introduce to you a ship which, though it lacks in some degrees, makes up for it deadly in others. This is the mighty Section 31 Command Heavy Battlecruiser. A feisty line of words to say. Is she not magnificent? Anyone questioning why there's suddenly less people in this room, don't worry. As I emphasized before, a couple of Klingon spies. They can't fly this ship, and well, we ain't having them catch the intelligence on this starship, especially since she's a ex-Section 31 only starship, so I trust you understand the need for intelligence. So Dominion and Romulan allies, I do ask you to understand discretion and practice it well. Wouldn't want to hunt you down, or the people you tell. Okay, we're all friends here, I'm sure. Comfortable? This starship is a Tier 6 battlecruiser, more than capable of destroying your foes with ease. Leveling with you right up to the rank of level 65. Should you reach level 65, this ship will have a hull capacity of 63,000. Impressive to be sure. Her hull modifier is 1.4, showing that she is a tough ship. Shield modifier of 1.2, maintaining that defensive, tough arc. However, this is let down in another area when we get there. The starship as well comes with some very interesting features, aka a turn rate of 8.5, quicker than some cruisers, about average for battlecruiser. But, well, look at her size. Normally these 4 nacelle designs are quite lumbering. We should be respectful to her for that matter. She has an impulse modifier of 0.125, as I always say to that one. Great little learner CC size. And an inertia rating of 35. She ain't drifting her foes, but, well, Why would she need to? She'll probably destroy you on the first pass. The impressive ship also comes with some great bonus power settings, plus 15 to weapons, and oddly considering the rest of the ship, plus 5 to engines. Can't really complain there, but it is a bit different, isn't it? As previously noted, she's a battlecruiser. No experimental weapon slots, of course, with battlecruisers, but she comes with 5 forward and 3 aft weapons. Great for firepower, not so great with her maneuverability. Good thing that's not really an issue. 4 device slots and able to load dual cannons. Hell, you can give this ship fighters if you want to as a result. Admittedly, she doesn't have a hangar bay, but, well, we've all used Phoenix prize boxes and can all get fighters, right? Be amazed how strange they can be useful with this ship. Continuing on, she has very interesting console layout. Now, battlecruisers are naturally quite strong and tend to be weak in the science department. This battlecruiser is no different. She has 5 engineering console slots. This is of course why I say her lack of turn rate isn't exactly an issue. You've got enough to make up for it. Also, that engineering amount claims that she will have excellent hull tanking capabilities. She has 4 tactical slots, landing her very strongly in the tactical style DPS slots. She's very powerful DPS wise. And as previously noted, weak in the science department, but I guess she's not as weak as the Arbiter battlecruiser. Yeah, I just made the dig. She has only 2 science positions. Why do people love the Arbiter so much? I mean, come on, the Arbiter has 1 science. And the same tactical and engineering. Slightly better turn rate. Doesn't have a better shield rate, and does have an equal hull. The Arbiter compared to this ship? Everyone loves the Arbiter for some reason, but this ship outclasses it. It's got 1 better shield. Okay, that maybe not outclass it, but definitely puts it on par with the Arbiter. Not the Gargarin though. Gargarin has that universal slot. 1 ship has an up on it. Big whoop. I'll still say this ship is pretty strong. How about its bridge officers? Now these are interesting since there is no science station. She comes with a Lieutenant Commander Tactical. Fair enough. A Commander Engineering Command position. This is a command ship. What was you expecting? An Ensign Engineering. Well, okay. Ensign with engineering positions can be quite good. I mean, emergency power to shields is a very useful skill, even at the Ensign rank. And with this ship's low shield rating, not so low shield rating, but low science capacity, that could be useful. But let's give a science capacity potential boost, should you wish to give it to it, a Lieutenant Commander Universal position. And, well guys, Section 31's primary directive is intelligence. So what do you think the last position is? Lieutenant Universal Intelligence position. So what do we see here? We see a ship with very strong tactical capabilities. A ship with also very measurable tanking capabilities. In fact, as we continue on, we'll point out that actually might be one of the best tanks going. And, well, as much as she lacks with science consoles, and this can be a jeopardy to her science capability, she's got more than enough universal positions to actually give her great scientific control and support capabilities. Though definitely her support may be her weakest spot. She has ability ratings for you guys, for those that are interested, of 58 engineering, 41 tactical, and 27 science. Finally, she has 2 special modes. I'm sure you guys are very interested to see them. So allow me first of all to introduce to you Dark Mode. You had a slight sign of it. This mode is similar to the cloaking system, however, it has its superior uses. After all, your ship isn't completely invisible. Sensor sweeps set up by fellow Federation or Allied ships will allow you to see the ship perfectly fine. You will not appear most invisible to your allies, making you much easier to track, at least for allies. However, the sensor dampening is that effective that to your enemies you are still invisible, as though you used your typical cloaking system. Long story short, allies see you better, enemies don't. It's pretty good. But we have a new system involved with this ship, something, well, new to the rest of the Federation, but not so new to us. This is the Swarmer mode. Quite small, aren't they? Don't seem all that deadly. And I raised some questions in the intelligence review. Let me answer them for you. This swarm mode does not affect you in the slightest. Well, for your tactical output. However, it does affect your ability to be a tank. Tanks will not be using this ability. It reduces your whole strength, unfortunately. However, it does increase your protective layering. Destructible torpedoes, tri-cobalt devices, and any other device similar can be intercepted by this swarm, and most likely will be. If you think the point defense system and photon point defense bombardment, any kind of point defense system, is amazing, you haven't used the swarm mode. This one is definitely quicker. Under testing that I have done, this one actually intercepts at an almost 25% better rate. And that can change the tide of battle. Secondly, if an enemy gets too close, you better believe this swarm will blow them out of the sky. It's very effective against fighters, so if that miracle worker Disco Connie decides to send it swarming on you, do not worry, this ship will crush it. That's not to say it's lost its value, not at all, but this ship is nigh on the perfect counter. Certainly its swarms won't have much of a match, but beyond that, when it's not attacking fighters, it'll just attack your enemy ship itself. Highly effective, highly defensive. This swarm mode is probably my favourite feature, but it's not the last. To give you an actual detail down on it though, as you can see, the swarm mode deals 101.8 phaser damage to various foes nearby, and 4,292 kinetic damage to large foes that get too close. because the swarm will ram dead into them. Admittedly, when it says nearby, for that kinetic damage, from what I've seen, the foe has to come in contact with the swarm, so you do have to get pretty close to it. But if your swarm hits them, you better believe that's heavy damage. If their shields are down, it can wipe an enemy out fairly quickly. From what I've noted, it seems to be about 1 or 2 hits every 2 to 3 seconds. It's not quite a second for each shot, it's slightly more, so give or take. However, activating this mode is going to reduce your hit points, like I've said, by 15%. It will increase your flight speed and your turn rate, however, turning you from a cruiser, essentially, into a warship. You essentially go from battle cruiser to warship. It's actually quite a good deployment for that matter. And for those that are actually wondering, the dark mode gives you a boosted strength, very similar to cloak. It's not actually quite as strong as cloak from what I've seen, but it also increases your defense rating, which, considering you have no shields while this is active, that is pretty good. Oh, and once you exit dark mode, you get that cloaking ambush ability, so to speak. Speaking of, the trait that improves the cloak ambush damage, it works with this dark mode. So, I guess you can just really call it a cloak for your ship. Only easier to follow. There's more to be said with this ship though, and that is this brilliant forged turncoat. Look at that! We're going to disable and confuse your foes. Well, okay, it's probably better that I introduce it in here as the console itself. So this universal console gives you a plus 15% critical severity and a plus 3 to weapon power settings. It's not a lot, but it's effective. And as for the confused and disable on foes, well, you'll confuse your foe for 8.8 seconds, and after that time, disables the foe for 4 seconds. Well, damage to foe is significantly increased while confused, however. So during that 8.8 seconds, you will be dealing higher damage, and even more so to that. Perhaps the best part to this whole thing is that not only are you dealing higher damage, but your foe is shooting its own friends. Again, probably pretty damn good to use against that miracle Connie, huh? What am I saying? Of course it is. And imagine if you're not the miracle worker Connie. Imagine if you're only the legendary one. Oh god, you're in trouble now. Was that a jab? That might have been a jab. Last up, before we really show what this ship can do, we got its trait, Secret Mission. Secret Mission will periodically mark a foe nearby as your secret target. You are required to destroy this target. Okay, you're not required to, but if you've got this trait going on, you want to. The secret target has minus 50 all damage resistance versus yourself. So, although your foes don't get the damage boost on this guy, you can destroy him pretty damn quick. And once you defeat the foe, it'll create a Section 31 swarm for 60 seconds. How effective is that? More swarm ships for you, dealing, well, exactly the same damage as swarm mode deals for the 60-second period. That's pretty dangerous, guys. And considering this ship's damage output combined with that damage reduction, I don't think you're going to have too much trouble earning those swarms. By the way, time doesn't stack, resets. So if you destroy one ship and then within that 60 seconds destroy another ship, it will just reset to 60. Just to point out, okay? No stacking. That was tested and proved unfortunately inadequate. How about we get on something more interesting though? Oh yes! It comes with the standard issue Discovery photon torpedoes, and some of you remember this from a certain lockbox, the covert phasers. Unfortunately, dual heavy cannons and turrets. Covert phasers are pretty damn good though. See, ignoring the activated beam overload, the webs there, that's my trait in place now. I kind of probably should deal with that. This ship has its ability to boost apparently critical severity there. Okay. And deal pretty good phaser damage. It deals about average phaser damage. But it also has a secondary thing. These weapons reduce threat and have a 25% chance of improving your turn rate and flight speed, stacking up to 5 times. It's not bad. Unfortunately, the other bonuses you're seeing there have nothing to do with the weapons and are actually just my traits. I do apologise for that. As you can see, this ship comes with a relatively good loadout. Who wants to see how this shit does in battle though? That's right, I've got no problem showing you what this ship can do. We're not going to beam over to this one though, we're going to take my personal Section 31 Command Battlecruiser out. So, if you'd be so kind to head to the transporter room, we'll beam on over and head on out. Welcome aboard the USS Rex. I admit, not this kind of skin you was probably expecting to see, but I thought it just felt a bit different. Okay, I teased the skin. You probably wasn't expecting that skin either, was you? NX Columbia skin. Don't worry. You won't have to worry too much about it. Time to show what this ship can do, shall we? I hope you're ready. Look at this bad boy. Looks like he saw us before we went stealth mode. Shall we say hello? I think we should say hello. Good night. We wouldn't want to take too long with these guys now, would we? Oh my. Gala class is ahead. Wouldn't really do too good of a job though for improving what the forged turncoat could be. So, how about we use something else on him? There we go. Now that's what I call maneuverability. Time to eliminate him. Wiping out time. Oh, let's get good and close, shall we? Oh, didn't even need to. Okay, we'll do it with the Gemini Battlecruiser. Don't worry, guys. We'll show what this ship can really do with this one. Come on now, we can do it, alright? Hey, Jem'Hadar, you might want to avoid. Only the swarm damaging him at the moment. We're not doing anything. Oh, he wants us to stay away, does he? Can't have that. The swarm itself is actually able to reduce hull. I mean, it's not great, but it's effective. Enough that when you just combine a few things in there, well, he's in trouble. Well, you're still standing. I know I went light there and kept my targeting after you kind of weaker than normal, but still. Gone that quick? How pathetic. Okay. Let's have some fun. Hideki class. Oh, that poor soul. Should we? Should we really bully him specifically? I think we should. We're gonna get in nice and close. Coming in nice range. Get ready. Out of black mode and... You're ours now, Hideki. While we're at it, let's change target. Better go after him. Oh, Hideki, you killed your friend. Hideki, we're so sorry. But we're not. That should be enough. Goodbye. What can I say? I told you this ship was powerful. Wasn't even trying even. Pathetic. So, who noticed it? Who noticed it? Swarm mode's only weakness. It does disable pilot maneuvers, but that's it. Considering the only pilot maneuvers you can have on the ship is if you pilot specialization, that's not bad. And let's also consider another thing. How little damage did this ship take? And what power settings am I on? And look at that boosted power setting. Admittedly, my shields are pretty high because I do boost shield power in some manners. But... this ship is pretty strong, even without any support boosting. It is something quite fair to say. So let's raise the next question, guys. How do you rate her? I sincerely hope I noticed this music is playing and didn't put any music over the top with this one, because otherwise I'm going to kill myself, and I've only just realised the music's still there. Guys, let's wrap this up. Let's finalise. Talk this ship down. What have we got? We have got a command intelligence tank. This ship will take one hell of a punishment, and you can heavily improve how much punishment this can take. This ship easily scores 9 out of 10 with me as a tank. In fact, for having such a good, strong whole tank capability, and a definitely strong shield tank with its only weakness being a lack of science consoles, yeah, this ship definitely goes up there with me among the top tank ships. DPS wise, okay, science DPS, pathetically weak. It is not great in the science role of DPS. Specifically Drain. Yes, there's ways you could make Drain better. Still. But it's lacking a bit too much to be great there. However, there's nothing stopping you from combining shield drain to hold damage, or just going straight DPS, tactical DPS damage, meaning this ship is definitely a powerhouse in the DPS range, tactically speaking, allowing me to give this ship easily 8 out of 10. I mean, well, we just saw what this ship can do. Imagine if you're one of the good STO players, not myself, but someone with actual talent and skill in this game. You will obliterate foes with this ship. It easily surpasses the Arbiter in my mind, and rivals the Gargarin quickly. Then we get into its support line. Its weakest spot. Yes, it can use quite a good amount of support capabilities. Yes, if you're using the right consoles anyway, like I do in some spots. Technically speaking, you're not actually all that weak support-wise. There are consoles that can assist this ship in support manners, but its lacking area is the lack of science consoles that technically allow it to boost its science potential in support. There are traits that can help with this, but if you're suffering so many traits into boosting your support capability, you're then losing it completely in all your other areas. So overall, unfortunately, support-wise, this ship is going to be heavily kicked and be a 4 out of 10. Just because it very much falls by the wayside there. Overall, I'll score this ship stats-wise for you guys. I'd definitely score this ship at... I want to be nasty, but I also want to be nice. I'm going to say 7.5 out of 10. Its lack of support is why it's dropped its ranks a little bit. If you ignored support, this ship would be 8 out of 10. She's a good ship, guys. Very good ship. Is she worth the gamble to get a hold of? Well, if you're looking for a good looking ship, if I told you right now that I would score her visually at 8 out of 10, because from some angles she's gorgeous. I mean, just look at her right now. But from other angles, she's the hell. It's one of those odd ships. That, and I'm really not a fan of void space. I think the swarm looks amazing, but the void space, that wasn't necessary. You could just had hull plating underneath the swarm ships. Well, I get it. I guess the idea is that this swarm is actually right through the ship, so it's not just the whole surface, it's completely through. Yeah, that would also help make up the numbers that are there, but I don't know, design wise, not so great. But if you want the ship purely for its stats, and you're a tank or a DPS player, Lord have mercy, I do recommend this ship. Maybe not over certain other ones in its fellow pack. You see, this ship is a tier 6 promotion ship choice pack starship, which means this is one of those really hard ones to get, which you get from R&D lockboxes and such. Sorry, R&D promotion boxes and such. Also means in the exchange, she's very expensive. And I can certainly think of ships in the exchange that are better than her. Kelvin Timeline Intel Dreadnought. I hate to point that Lobby ship out, especially since I'm not a Kelvin Timeline fan, but that one is equal to this ship or on par with this ship. The ship I've sort of ripped, the Disco Connie, is definitely on par with this ship. People that like high maneuverability, you can always use the Franklin. That is very, very good at that sort of thing. But you know what? If you want a high damage, high enduring ship, this is definitely one of the ones you can go for. And the stealth helps. But guys, I'm wittering now. So what do you think of her? Do you like her? Do you think she's a good ship? Or does she make you cringe? Tell me what you think about her. I'll be certain to read the comments and I'd love to hear your feedback. And allow me just to say a huge thank you to my patrons and my donators for your generous support. You're keeping food on my table and you're keeping Shadowstar alive. I can't thank you enough. If you do wish to support this channel on a personal level, then just check out the description below. Down there you can see the means to do so. There is also our social media, which I do implore you guys to come along and check out. Either follow us on Twitter, or more to the point, come along and check out Discord, where you can share your own screenshots, share your own videos, join in the conversation with the rest of Shadowstar, and the rest of the viewers that are over on Discord. And furthermore, as much as you can ring the notification bell and subscribe if you wish, but Discord will make sure you do not miss a video from either Shadowstar or Shadowstar's second channel. But again guys, it's time to wrap this up. I need to get on out of here. So with this being said guys, thank you for watching, and remember, live long and prosper. Ciao for now. Engage. That wasn't engaging.